Hey everyone, and welcome back again to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to get straight into it. Today is success is about vision. So the vision that you've got for your life will determine the success that you get. The vision that you have for your life will determine the success that you'll get. So by that I mean is vision is the key to the success that you want. So if you don't have a vision for something, so you don't even have the mindset for it, let alone to even think about, oh, I want to get this house by this age, I want to have this career, I want to have done this and that by this time. If you don't have that set in your mind as a vision, then you're not going to ever succeed or get to that place. I think I got to a place of realization that the hoping and wanting and just thinking, oh, hopefully maybe one day I might get to this place wasn't working. I had to get to a place where I was like, I'm intentionally setting this goal, intentionally setting this vision for myself so then I can achieve it and then I can get to the goal that I've set for myself. Only until I did that was I able to actually achieve what I wanted to achieve. I think too many times I was too in the habit of just thinking, if I wish it to happening, then I will subconsciously somehow change into this woman that I want to be. And it was like, no, you actually have to put in the work. You actually have to be intentional about your actions and your goals. Your perspective has to change. You have to change. I think until I had that revelation, should I say, I was probably just kind of like fumbling through life and just hoping that I would become the person that I always wanted to be. So, I wanted to be financially stable. Obviously I wanted to have a house. I just wanted to be all round in myself, be someone that I can be like, you know what, I've worked myself, I'm a good friend, I'm reliable, all these characteristics of just being a woman that's caring, that can provide advice, can provide motivation to others, be helpful around in my community and to others basically. And I felt like I would hold myself back because I had a voice that was always negatively speaking, just being like, well, you can't do that, you don't have the experience, or you don't have this, or you don't have what they've got, or this and that. And I think too many times I talked myself down into actually becoming who I wanted to be. And because my perspective was just so warped about myself that I couldn't move any further. So I think this year, especially in the new year, I definitely said to myself this year, my perspective for myself is 2024 is going to be a successful year. Even if I face hurdles and some things, I'm going to continue to keep my cool, allow myself to continue to think positively forward, because I've been thinking negatively all these years and it's got me nowhere. It was literally the kind of thing, that realization was like, well, I've been doing the same thing for years now and I've gotten nowhere really in terms of like my self-esteem, myself, and some of the goals I wanted to achieve, I'm not really achieving them. So why am I continuing to do the same thing that is actually not producing anything, and it's just producing the same thing that it's produced all these years? Like they say, if doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. That was what I was doing in essence, to be fair. And I thought this year, you know what, like, excuse me, it's not going to hurt me to have a different perspective. It's not going to hurt me to be like, I'm going to be positive, I'm going to set these goals and I'm going to achieve them. And I think sometimes for me, it's definitely the fear of failure that would stop me, because I'm like, well, if I do it and then I don't get the results that I wanted, or I don't achieve it, then it means I failed, and that's even worse than even starting it at all. And I was like, no, because you sometimes do need failure to learn from and gain more, I don't know, perspective, and also your character changes in that season. So I think sometimes the negative things that we see in life and say, oh, I failed, therefore it must mean I am a failure. No, it doesn't mean. It just means you failed in that area, but from that you probably have learned something, you've realized something, and you continue moving on. It doesn't speak to the person that you are. So definitely make sure you realize that because you experience something, it doesn't define you. Especially if it's a negative experience, it does not define you. It's just an experience that happened, which obviously it's not great when you go through hardships and you experience things, but never allow it to define who you are, because who you are is more than what the experience has been, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just thought to myself, I was like, you need to have the vision for success. I was, I know we all create these vision boards in the new year, and I did that this year. But I set myself the goal of being like, I'm not going to allow this vision board to be like, I need to make sure everything is done on this vision board. If I don't do this thing on the vision board, then I failed. It was like, no, the vision board is for me so then I can see the goal I want to get in life. If I don't reach it by this year, then it continues to stay on the vision board and I continue to strive for it, because not all goals will be done overnight. Some successes take a bit of time, and I think we should be okay that success sometimes it's not an overnight thing. It's a process, and it's a journey. So sometimes a journey, so then your character can be changed. And I definitely, the most important things about everything, sometimes we don't always think, but it's actually us changing during it, because once you go through the journey and you actually realize, oh my god, I used to always think like I wasn't a courageous person, or I was just think I was such a scared person, or I used to think I was just so weak. And those experiences actually pull from the things that we thought we were weak in, and you're like, oh, actually I wasn't that weak. Actually I was very courageous. Like, I am actually a confident person, I'm not that shy. Look, actually I can speak in public. And because we put so much fear in something at times, we don't actually realize that the very same thing that we think is our weakness is actually the very thing that's our strength. But we've never allowed ourselves to push ourselves. So this year I've definitely said to myself, I am going to make sure that I'm more courageous, outspoken. Even like this week I was on the train, and I'm very much sometimes a very meek person. And there was a seat, but I wasn't sure if it was the seat of a man, because the man was standing, but he had two sons. So I was like, was it one of the sons maybe just sat with his brother, but he's going to sit on the seat? And then I said, you know what? Myself said, Sita, just ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. I was like, excuse me, is this your seat? Can I use it? And he was like, no, it's not my seat. You can have it. And I sat down because it was a long journey. That was a long story. 6 hours of travel time this week, just because due to trains cancelled due to a storm, but that's another story. But yeah, I asked and I was able to get an answer quickly, and I was able to be like, yeah, okay, that wasn't hard. It's sometimes scary to speak to people that you don't know, especially when you're a shy person or a reserved person. You can be like that, but set yourself challenges this year to face the fear that you have. So if that's public speaking, say to yourself, oh, okay, once a week or every few months or something, I'm going to, I don't know if you're at school, if you have presentations at school or in college or university, say to yourself, I'm going to put my hand up that anytime an opportunity comes for me to speak, so then I can practice that the speaking portion of it, but also gain confidence in it. Because the more you do something, the more you kind of get comfortable with it. That's the actuality of it. But I think sometimes we try and avoid it, thinking, oh, if we run away from it enough, we'll never have to deal with it. And it's like, no, you will have to deal with it at one point or another. So it's better to just kind of deal with it. And also just build yourself, so then you don't have to have that fear in you anymore and be like, oh my god, I'm scared, and every time I've got a presentation I don't want to think about it because I don't want to be the one doing it. It's better to just be like, you know what, so then every single time that they say a presentation is coming, I can be at peace and be like, I've done it maybe once or twice, I've got a bit of experience, I'm getting better at my fear of speaking to people. Allow yourself that growth. It actually is beneficial for you, because then you can be at ease every time there's a presentation, like if no one wants to do it, I'll do it. Or and if you get picked out one day, you can be like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So do the things that you're afraid of. Do the thing that you're afraid of this year. Make sure you push into it, lean into it a bit more, just because even though it's so fearful at the time, once you've done it, you're like, oh, actually, it wasn't that bad. Or if it is, it was horrendous, but we did it. And then after, you can be like, let's do it again, because I've gone through the hardest bit of actually the first step. So definitely make sure this year that you challenge yourself, have that vision for your success. And I would say that also making sure that you're planning for the success. I think I've said this in a previous video. Planning for the success, making sure that you've said to yourself, I'm going to write down the things I want to achieve, write them down. I did a year audit this year. I'll put the YouTuber's name up here. Again, that gave me the idea for the year audit. So I did a 2023 audit of my life, did every definition of like areas, so my personal and maybe personal, spiritual, family, fun, I think those relationships. What is it? It's on here actually. I've got it in my discipline diary. My voice. Yeah, so I had finances, family, spiritual and personal growth, health and wellness, community, work and learning, home, and I think I said family. And then you basically write down in each category. Spiritual might be like time with God, church, discipleship or mentorship. Health might be food and exercise. Community might be friendships. Family might be your relationship with the family. So within that, you have like little subgroups for that title. Excuse me. And then so everything, you have it almost like a little bit of a subgroup, and within that subgroup you will allocate a number. So 0 is like you're not even there yet, you need to improve on it. 10, you're there, no need for improvement, couldn't get any better. So for me, I said time with God. For me last year, I think it was a 4. So this year, after my year audit, I want to make sure when I look back, I'm like at least a 10, or I probably won't be a 10, but even an 8. I want to improve on the score. Same thing again with health and wellness. I think last year with food, I was at 5. I think hopefully this year I can be at like an 8, 9. Once again, just improve. Exercise, last year I think I was at a 4. This year, if I get to at least 7 or like that. Basically, I think you get my gist, but I did it on my notes here. That, and then each one has like a subgroup on it. But yeah, so it was great. I found that YouTuber, and I think it's a great idea. She was also giving like tips for the year. So I found that from hers, and I did also my year, the title for my year, and my title for my year this year is, I'll just look at my so the year abundance in all areas of my life. So that is my title for this year, and I hope you can find yours, find what you think this year is for you. But in this year, I'm no longer being in the mediocre stage. I just want to have abundance in everything. It's in like abundance in knowledge, just knowing things, learning new things. I'm planning on making sure I read more this year, read books, just develop me, essentially to become the person that I want to be. I'm no longer just sitting back and waiting for it to come to me. I'm actually taking the actions so that I can become that person. So I'm telling you now, if you have the mindset, so the perspective, you have the plan and the goal set, and then you just apply those actions, you will see change. I think sometimes we just want to sit and hopefully it comes to us, and I think I sat for way too long thinking that, and this year I'm not doing that anymore. So if you want to join me in this journey of being a woman that wants to create change, a woman that wants to change herself and develop herself, improve, and be able to motivate and help others too, please join the family. Please like, comment and subscribe down there. And I hope to see you in the next video. Let me know any of your thoughts, your goals for 2024, what you've set yourself as a goal. Do you already have a title for 2024 for yourself? Do you have a word for 2024? Some people, it might be intentionality. Some people, it might be success. Things like that. For me, I definitely say those are the 2 words for me: intentionality and succeeding in whatever I do. When I say success, I don't mean success in massive things, because I think sometimes that word is such a big word. People think, oh, do you mean massive things? I just mean success in just the mundane things sometimes. Just being successful in the little goal that I set for myself, the habit tracker that I have, that I've got for myself, being successful in that. That's my main goal this year, to be successful in the little habits that I've set for myself. Be consistent with each habit, because little changes or little habits create big changes. So thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.